Hi guys, glory to Jesus Christ. So this is a video about depression and the place that it can have in a Christian's life. Now, I've suffered from pretty serious depression on and off throughout my whole life, but this video is actually not about that. I'm making this video because there's somebody who's very close to me right now who is in a frighteningly dark depression right now. And this is the first time that I've ever seen someone else get this bad. And it's terrifying. It's awful because, you can't force someone to get help. And even if the person wants help with depression, I mean, it can be a vicious battle finding what works, finding the cause of it. Sometimes it's medical, it's a hormonal thing, it's a blood sugar thing. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. Sometimes it's situational. If somebody dies, you lose a job. There's so many factors that can go into depression, and of course, worst of all is when the depressed person starts to feel guilty and depressed about being depressed. So, I'd like to ask you all to pray about that, if you would. Specifically for my friend. His name is Andrew. But if you just want to pray for depressed people in general, that would be awesome too. I believe that one of the greatest hurdles that we face is thinking that our depressed view of the world is the way things really are. But they're not. And this is so much easier to say, when you're on the other side of the situation. When you're telling someone else this. It's extremely hard when it's you, Now, oddly enough, my depression, it's not totally gone, but it's almost totally gone right now. I feel great. Which is also why it's difficult for me to watch my friend go through this, because, I want him to be feeling great too. So what I've told him is what I'm putting out here on the interwebs, because I think it bears sharing. When you are depressed, it can help you to understand that your filter is broken right now. That means when you have events that are happening to you, or you have people you're meeting, or you even have thoughts about past events that are coming into your mind, you are perceiving them through a filter that does not reflect reality. Now, sometimes that filter is hormonal. Sometimes it's because you might have people around you that are skewing your worldview. Or it could be, for example, you have a parent who dies. And you are so, legitimately sad and legitimately dealing with all this psychological and emotional stuff. And so that kind of flavors everything else around it. The point is, whatever the cause, you have this faulty filter. And if you forget you have that filter, that's when it really becomes difficult to get help. So the first step is just understanding this cognitively. Even if you can't understand it in your heart yet, try to understand in your mind. It's not real. It is not reality, what you're feeling right now. Now, of course, If you need to be on medication, you should be on medication. If you need to change some relationships in your life, go do that, you know. And depression is not something that should only be addressed by prayer. Because we know now, thanks to medical science, which has no conflict with religion, by the way, we understand that sometimes these things can be fixed with not only psychotherapy and counseling, but also with medication. There's no shame in that. It doesn't mean you're not a good Christian if you have to go on an antidepressant. Okay? No. Don't tell yourself that. But I do believe it's wrong to only pursue that avenue. Because regardless of the source of the depression, there is a spiritual component. It has a spiritual impact on you. So, not only perhaps drugs are necessary, perhaps psychotherapy is necessary, but talk to your priest. Talk to your godparent. Talk to someone who can give you spiritual advice. Because a lot of times, God uses these conditions to try to get us to wake up spiritually and to try to get us to turn around and to seek His help. Because even if you have a hormonal problem, without God's blessing, you know, that medication's only going to be a stopgap fix. It's like putting your finger in a Hoover Dam. Right? Not only do we need to avail ourselves of medical science, but we also need to avail ourselves of divine medicine, which is to say, prayer and saying, God, I am obviously not going to be able to vanquish this thing by myself. So please help me. If you return to the Lord with all your heart, He's going to meet you right there. He's going to meet you the minute you turn around. It's marvelous. So take courage, guys, if you are struggling with depression or really with any mental illness. Don't try it alone. And don't try it only with your doctor either. Go to your doctor, of course. Do it right now. But also, turn to the Lord. Because all healing ultimately comes from Him. A lot of times it comes through the hands of a doctor or a nurse. Or it comes through the hands of the people who discover new medications. Glory to God for those medications. But ultimately it's God. So please, don't lose your hope. Don't feel guilty for having this problem. Just pray. And say, Lord, I can't do this. I cannot pull myself up by my own bootstraps, so please, Lord, forgive me my manifold sins and transgressions, which I have constantly committed before you, and be merciful to me as thou wast merciful to the wise thief on the cross, and help me get the healing that I need. And if you pray in humility, God is going to help you. And He's going to help you in ways that are going to blow your mind. So, there is hope. No matter what your situation is, no matter how bad your situation is, your depression, your bipolar disorder, whatever you are struggling with, there is light on your horizon. If you will, open your eyes. So, anyway, please pray for my friend. His name is Andrew. And I'm serious, please. He needs them. And I need your prayers too. So don't forget about me. And I will pray for you guys too. Always. I do anyway, but I will continue to do that. And thank you so much for watching, commenting, subscribing. Even if you are already subscribed, please click the like button. And God bless you all. Have a good night. Get some sleep. And I will see you in the next video. So, God bless you. Thank you.